Well, folks, Shane Rooney here, also known as the Peaky blogger. Another fantastic day today. Three winners, two places, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, from I think it was a second and a third. Yeah. Soaring Monarch, I think the name of the horse was second. Very, very good run. Just unlucky in the end of the day, but then that newcomer Joseph O'Brien's looked very, very impressive for his first run. I definitely think he's going to come on very well. So we're coming on to the end of Galway now, and it's safe to say it's been a fairly successful week. I think there was only two bad days. I think out of the seven, well, six, considering I didn't tip up one day, but nothing really wrong with that. As you can see, the sun is starting to come out, so it's gonna, I suppose, hopefully dry out the ground. But I can't really see it uh, changing too much. I suppose, say by this time tomorrow, it's still going to be fairly sticky, and it's still going to be, I suppose, not really ideal for flat racing. But sure, we'll give it a crack anyway. I also have a few tips for Cork National Hunt as well tomorrow. Um, a few very, very nice prices now tomorrow. I definitely think is um going to be well worth getting on. First off in the day anyway, 2:45 in Galway. We're going with Dragon and Malta at 14-1. This is a massive, massive price for this one here, folks. Absolutely loves Galway, loves soft to heavy ground. It was second last year in Galway, off a similar enough mark, if I'm not mistaken. Um, he's one of the only few that I suppose prefer a bit of juice in the ground. The rest of them, I suppose, they'd like it that little bit better in terms of conditions and all that. Like, but this one definitely has a massive, massive chance, and especially at 14-1, he's definitely worth in each way. Um, then moving on, then we're going from right at the bottom of the market to the very top. We're going with 4 home 2 at 5-6. We missed the price earlier on, but look at a half a length to a potential superstar and a potential Group 1 winning horse in Aidan O'Brien's and Goran, on soft ground, definitely puts this in massive, massive contention. Any sort of improvement will see this horse win this fairly, fairly well. And I suppose that's why I'm going to nap him for the day. I can't really see any horse that's going to beat him. Sharp price, but really and truly should run out a fairly easy winner. Moving on then to the 350, we're going with Mulzam at 4-1. As you all know, tipped up Mulzam earlier on in the week at 7-1. Ran an absolute cracker of a race in similar enough conditions. Still technically £1 well in the handicap. He's drawn out in stall 11. So, look, it's not really ideal, but Mulzam is a very, very consistent, very willing horse. And when Joe Dial can get him, I suppose, on track, there's no reason why you can't get him on track again. Look, it should take, I suppose, full advantage of this weight allowance and being so well in the weights. But look, we don't really know on the day. Honestly, I think 4-1 is a fairly nice price to take, and you should be winning this sort of race. Now at 4:20, we're going on to a horse I tipped up again earlier on in the week in Galway Mile. We're going with Njord, and that horse is my next best of today. Look, it absolutely ran brilliantly from stall 19 in the Galway Mile. He was drawn out in the car park. Very, very unlucky to be nabbed on the line by subsequently last year's winner in the Galway Mile. But he's drawn well better here now today. I think he's installed 7. So that's 12 more places in from his starting position. So this should really pay absolute dividends. He's on the same mark. He's better drawn, and I honestly can see this horse winning absolutely handily here now today. 450, we're going with Lady Dahlia, 6-1. Sister Leo de Fiori in this one now. Leo de Fiori was obviously a Group 2 winner. Cost €105,000. That enough is something to catch the eye, I suppose, in terms of potential success. Breeding suggests that this horse will go on the ground easily. 20% of Australia horses have gone on and won on soft ground, while a further 10% have gone on and won in heavy. Drawn 6 and at 6-1 is definitely worth an each way chance. Moving on then, 5:20, we're going with Build Me Up Buttercup at 13-8. This horse is a very solid national hunt performer. It's on a handy mark of 101, if I'm not mistaken. 101, I think it is, yeah. For the flat. That's a massive drop in, I suppose, the mark for national hunt. Should really, I suppose, pull it up to the competition here now today. It's a tough enough race, but if the weight on her back is anything to go by, it should really be a penalty kick for her in these conditions. Now, moving on to the 5:50, the last race in Galway, and we're going with Swell Time at 8-1. This horse was an easy Goran maiden hurdle winner. Some of you might know that I napped it up that day at 9-4. Really and truly, this horse is in absolutely flying form. Second to Laurie Yates, who was second here again there today at 16-1. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate Katie Brown and the team for getting their horses to such success rate, and I suppose just getting the horses fit and ready to go. The form is outstanding for Swell Time, and I know it's coming up against better opposition, the likes of Aiton Bob, Born by the Sea, that Joseph O'Brien horse, I can't think of his name now, but really and truly, all those are absolutely drawn out in the car park, and it'll take a very special performance for them to go and actually win the race today. This horse is drawn in stall 11, which isn't really ideal, but at the same time, the horse is fit, the horse is ready to go, and at the end of the day, should make, I suppose, some bit of an impression, and definitely at 8-1 is well worth an each way shout. So now that's all in Galway. We're moving on to Cork here now. I'm going to fly through these. 2:00, we're going with Port Island at 11-2. This was 4-2 Black Tears in his maiden hurdle. Very good. Mare is Black Tears. Obviously gave Gordon Elliott and his connections some brilliant, I suppose, days out in the likes of Cheltenham and Leopardstown and all those sorts of big meetings and all that. But look, at any sort of improvement at all here will bring this mare into this race. Definitely worth an each way at 11-2. If you can find the bookies that'll pay a quarter of the odds, definitely would be worth, I suppose, investing into. 50 the odds would really just leave you, I suppose, just barely making a small little bit of money should it just place. But look at quarter the odds, 11-2, definitely worth an each way shout. Now moving on to 2:30, we're going with I'm going to put this now as my nap of the day in Cork. Festies at 11-8. General very consistent horse. This looks a very nice opportunity here. If it improves any more, or even if it just, I suppose, reproduces its form, it should make this horse very hard to beat here. There's no reason why it shouldn't actually go on and win this by a country mile, and hence it's just very difficult to pick anything else really at the end of the day. Yeah, look at 11-8, not really what I like to be tipping up at, but saying that, very hard to, I suppose, look past. Now, moving on to the 3:00, we're going with Michelle at 8-1. This mare was absolutely brilliant in her last run. She definitely looks like she's improving mighty. I think the run was in Ballinrobe, if I'm not mistaken. She was third. I suppose lots of these need to prove what they're able to do and prove what they're worth. But this one is improving, and this one is it's clear as day she's improving. Um, at the end of the day, you're better off, I suppose, taking the risk of backing an improver rather than backing something that looks special or is supposed to be special and breeding, but just hasn't turned up. Um, Look at 8-1. I've been looking through the card. It doesn't really look like a very good race, to be quite honest with you. And 8-1 at for an improver, it's definitely, I suppose, she definitely looks, I suppose, unfairly overlooked here. And I'd be very, very happy to back this horse each way now tomorrow. Now 405, we're going with young Ned of the Hill, the glorious veteran, 10-1. Yeah, he had his fitness run there in Bellewstown. I think it was sixth on the day. Um, Otherwise, he's just been very, very consistent. Always in the top two, top three. Um, Paul Townend takes the ride here today, which is very, very interesting for I suppose a shrewd enough operator. Look at 10-1. I know he's getting on in life, but at the end of the day, he just keeps performing, and he's been very good to connections, and um obviously they must see something to be able to get Paul Townend to, I suppose, throw the leg over and try his arm here now today. Um, Look at a champion jockey on a horse that's an each way price. That's surely saying something. That's surely saying that this horse looks to be ready to go and ready to, I suppose, strike while the iron is hot. 435, we're going with Go Another One. This now is my next best of the day. He's currently training at 5-2. This one looks very, very interesting. Potentially a sort of a shrewd move, I'd say, by John McConnell. Definitely with the way things have been going, I know Max Dynamite has a very, very impressive profile, but at the end of the day, he just looks like racing is beyond him now at this stage. Now look I'd love to be proven wrong with that, but I can't look past the facts. He just doesn't look like he's enjoying racing anymore. 3 miles doesn't really look like it's going to suit him here today, especially if the rain keeps coming, and if the rain comes anymore, like, it's going to leave an awful heavy ground, and it's going to be a real slog to the finish as well. And 3 miles just doesn't, I suppose, it's not screaming at me at 7-4. Go Another One though, 5-2, definitely looks to be the one to be on, really, if I'm quite honest with you. You should relish this, I suppose, this cut in the ground. Should relish the 3 miles. Ben Harvey on board for John McConnell. Definitely looks. I think it's John McConnell now. I don't quite know. I've trying to be looking at different ones, and I don't know. But if I'm not mistaken, Ben Harvey is on board. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, he's going to be very hard to beat. And although I've napped up Festias, yeah, it's definitely looking like a very good shout for the next best at 5-2. Now, last race of the day, we're going with a nice little each way shout, but don't be surprised if it wins. The Boys in Blue, 8-1. For me, it's a massive, massive price. The favourite, although it looks good on paper, really and truly, he's beaten nothing so far. I don't know, was he a winner or a second in a pint to pint, only up the road from me? Second again. Yeah, no, he won the pint to pint, and he was second in Kilbeggan to Talk of the Town, who absolutely galloped all over him. Top of the Town didn't really go top of the town in Galway. Just didn't look to be quite his style. Or maybe, I suppose, the hype about him just wasn't good enough. Yeah, the top two altogether, they really have an awful lot of questions to answer. Like 4-6 and 7-4 just don't really look to be, I suppose, screaming out at me in price. Um, this horse though stayed on very well on debut. I think it was fourth, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yeah, look, it's a tough race to call, really. At the end of the day, this Geraldo could be absolutely anything. As could the second favorite, but I don't know. I think ignore this. The boys in blue is your peril. I think definitely this could be the one to be on. And I suppose, look, at the end of the day, we don't really know what the story is going to be. Um, I definitely think if you're backing each way, this one definitely worth an each way shout. Um, if you get a book, he's paying a quarter of the odds. Currently at 8 to 1. If he even gets in the top three, well, that's double your money. Either way, look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Uh, it's up to you what you want to back, what you want to just, I suppose, sit back and relax and watch. But look, we'll finish the video there now anyway, and with the help of God, we'll be coming back here again with another great day. It'd be great to, I suppose, finish Galway off with a bang. Um, we started off with a bang in the complete opposite direction, but we're definitely going out the right side. The right side where we should have been, I suppose, starting off. But look, at least we've made a profitable week, and with the help of God, we can keep this form going and keep this, I suppose, luck going more so than form. Um, at the end of the day, we're only, I suppose, chancing our arm a few of these horses. But no, in fairness to them now, they're showing their worth and they're doing their job. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to let you, I suppose, relax and enjoy the day. Good luck.